SunDaze. This is the host with the most toes. I just botched that whole thing. Styles! And this is.
Naughty. Hi,
And
guys.
this. And this is episode 78 Midterms, Cyber Soldiers, and World Tensions. Yeah, man, my opening theme. I only did the it's supposed to be every once in a blue moon I like totally botch
Spacing
the
it.
opening. It wouldn't be Sundays if it didn't happen every once in a while.
Right. You know what I mean? So,
So
a lot going on.
in the
And
world.
wait a minute. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, doorbell.
Ding dong. Oh, and this man is. I don't hear you.
This man is muted.
This man is muted. We can't hear you.
He
We
said,
can't.
un momento.
We
I
can't
think he
hear
said,
you, brother.
I think he said it in Spanish. No.
We can't hear you. If you can hear us,
I
we
think he
can't hear
said, yeah,
you.
no shit. I read lips.
Yeah.
Reading lips. He said, yeah, Paulie, shut up. I don't know. You just said, go fuck yourself something, you fat motherfucker. I'm trying to read lips here. I'm going to translate for the viewers by reading lips. Paulie said, you're a bitch.
Oh, you might have a new job as a
See,
lip
I think
reader.
I'm a lip reader.
This is how we're gonna do the show today. We just have to. Aaron's gonna read Joey's lips.
Be a wild episode. Like, hold on, did I get it right? And he's like, we're like playing charades and shit. He's like, no, you got it wrong.
Did you not go in the settings and change the? I don't fucking know. But anyways, Aaron, what do you want to start us off with while he's trying to solve his technical difficulties? And do you have videos?
Yeah, I got videos. And while he settles these difficulties, everybody that's tuning in, please share this to your newsfeed. Share this group, tag people in the post, tag people in the comment section. Send this out to like-minded individuals in Messenger. We are streaming on 6 different locations, 3 different platforms. We are on, actually, I believe we are on more than that. SunDaze, we are on It's Your Boy Fifth, we are on Street Magic Multimedia, we are on the Forum Experience, Aaron Oneida.
Oh, yeah.
We are on Facebook, YouTube. Follow, subscribe, and while Fifth figures out his sound, we are going to hear about the possible new branch of military.
Yeah.
From Big Seth himself. He dropped a new video and he titled it Cybercom 2.0. Check this out. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Last fall, I directed the largest transformation for U.S. Cyber Command and their cyber forces in over 16 years. We call it Cybercom 2.0. We remain laser focused on restoring peace through strength. But victory does not solely depend on our warfighting platforms. To win, our policies, our processes, and warfighting posture must adapt to the realities of cyberspace. In this evolving domain, relying on how we've done things in the past, well, it guarantees tomorrow's defeat. Cybercom 2.0 is an operational imperative that ensures our cyber power is a lethal and ready weapon of choice. It directly aligns our cyber force generation model with our national defense strategy. This is a deliberate choice designed to deter and, if necessary, defeat our adversaries in the digital domain with decisive and overwhelming effects. Every physical domain, air, land, sea, and space, depends on our cyber superiority. By forging expert cyber forces with deep technical mastery, we ensure that commanders have the capabilities that they need to dominate the modern battlefield. And to achieve this vision, we must first solve our core challenge, an outdated talent management system that fails to fully support our most critical asset, and that's our people, our cyber warriors. We must recognize that continuing with legacy processes is a vulnerability, and settling for the status quo, well, that's a direct path to failure. As we all know, change requires difficult things, and leaders willing to step up into the breach to knock down bureaucratic roadblocks. That's why we're ripping out the bureaucratic debris and replacing one-size-fits-all career paths and incentives with a system built strictly on meritocracy, technical excellence, and uncompromising standards. Now, I recently had a chance to visit U.S. Cyber Command, and what I saw were exceptional cyber warriors actively engaged across the cyber domain, integrating across the joint force, as demonstrated through Operations Absolute Resolve and Operation Epic Fury, on the cutting edge of technological advancement and at the forefront of modern warfare. Cyber personnel do not simply support the warfighter, they are warfighters, and I said the same thing to them. I discussed the needed changes with the leadership there, General Rudd and Assistant Secretary for Cyber Policy, Katie Sutton. They have my full support to rapidly transform the command to secure our military advantage and do it quickly. These long overdue changes will ripple across the entire Department of War and deliver real change for our warfighters in cyberspace as they continue to support the most powerful military in the world. I expect all services to fully support the execution of this crucial initiative by providing relevant expertise, timely feedback, and incisive guidance to your formations. Remove the bureaucracy that slows Cybercom 2.0 implementation. After all, cyber warfare never rests, and we need elite cyber warriors to relentlessly and fearlessly tackle the range of missions that matter most to our great republic. So move out with urgency and draw fire.
All right. Styles. You sound like a robot again. And you transition to a black screen again. You keep turning black on me, Styles. I don't know what I can't even read your lips because the screen's black. Why don't you hop out and hop back in? And we also lost Fifth. I think he's in the process of trying to figure his equipment out himself. So we're going to need Styles to hop back in as well. So it's not a robot. Well, guys, we heard about the war. Now we see face. We good?
Yeah, man. I hope this is not going to be like it was before, man, because shit's fucking crazy. But what happened to Fifth? Is he totally gone?
I don't know.
Let's see what happens. But so what do you think about that? Your initial
had a kind of cyber force as soon as like the internet became a thing. Like, so you telling me we didn't agree? Like, we had designated people that worked in internet affairs and shit like that in the actual military.
Yeah, so
having its own force makes sense. But I would have just lined this up with Space Force, like made it part of Space Force, because all the internet runs with satellites and Space Force plays with satellites. So
Yeah, so basically you feel like it was overdue anyways.
Yeah, it was overdue, but I just don't think it needs its own branch. I think it could be part of Space Force.
Yeah, I definitely think it would be. I definitely think it could be joined with Sposis because it makes me think with this like cyber stuff. Like we were talking about it off camera. All these cyber attacks that happened to these water treatment facilities in like 7 different states, and they said that it was Iran who had done the attacks, and Trump came out and like laughed it off and was like, "Oh, it's just Tim Walz. He's a blah, blah, blah." And like I don't know, man. Like it's totally possible that
Yeah,
that's
I
what
think
happened.
this is proof that it was Iran with those water treatment cyber attacks in those 7 states. Because ironically, I don't know, a week after the water treatments get hacked, and everybody says it's Iran, and Trump's like, no, it's not Iran. Don't worry about it. They can't do it. Oh, by the way, we need this cyber force so we can stop
Yeah,
hacking.
out
It's
the
like,
blue.
hey, bro. So obviously we need this because we're getting hacked by people.
Fucking tell us the truth, man. They never tell the American people the truth, dude. That's a huge problem in this country. Like, and I
And
know they say some stuff and can't handle it, whatever.
my thing with this, right? The cybercom, I don't want it to be called cybercom 2.0. All right, let me see if we're lip reading or hearing. No. Nope.
Yeah, we're just lip reading again.
Fuck. I can't
Fuck.
read. It's like this.
Yeah, he's brainstorming right now. He's like, why the fuck wouldn't this?
But if I could read lips behind the hand, that would be fucking skills. Oh, and we lost Styles again. Styles just went back to a robot, Mr. Roboto. Why is he sounding like that? New, new, new. Sounding like a spaceship having a hard time. Well, everybody, this is what happens with live shows. You cannot predict lives. This is why a lot of people do pre-recorded, but we say fuck to show y'all the realness. And we back.
Can we hear Joey yet?
No, but you're not Roboto anymore.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't understand what the fucking deal is. Like we've had issues here and there, but nothing compared to this last show or this. Like,
I
what
hear
the
you, yo, Fifth.
we heard something?
No, Fifth was trying to say yo, but I was reading lips. The fuck? I don't know what's going on. You're Roboto again, Styles. You just keep going. Styles, I'm gonna kick you out and then restart your phone and hop back in. You probably have too much cash on your phone. I don't know what that was, but clear your cache. You heard that? Okay. Yeah. Well, we both heard that, but I still can't hear you. So, fuck it. We can do this where I can just try to translate. Just make sure when you speak, you pronounce the words so I can read the lips. Oh, man. But yeah, so Space Force, I think it should have Cyber Force part of Space Force. No, 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 no. No. How back in? Let me see if this works. Do that again. Yo, yo, yo. Nope.
Hello.
Hello, Moto.
I don't know why this would make a difference, but how does my voice sound?
Better.
I took my headphones off. I mean, I don't know why that would make us fucking cut out and chunk out like that, but I don't know what. And Joey said, like, this is craziness, right?
Yeah.
Chicka. What do you want to hit on next? Yeah, my apologies to everybody out there. I'm sure we'll have a bunch of shorts on for this episode too. I'll just put a dancing clown on all of our fucking shorts.
Well, we're talking about Cyber Force. I'm gonna play another clip about the Cyber Force and how much money they're saying it possibly could take to create a new branch. While his sound. Check this out. We'll talk.
The U.S. Space Force was just a fantasy, but now it's a full-fledged branch of the U.S. military. In this 7 News Salutes, I'm explaining the high-level proposals about America's next military branch. America's military branches were born out of necessity and changing times. As the colonies prepared for a revolution, our founding fathers created the Army, Navy, and Marine Corps in 1775. New technology led to the U.S. Army Air Corps in 1926, which in 1947 became the Air Force. New threats led to the U.S. Space Force in 2019. And right now, lawmakers are mulling a possible new military branch, the U.S. Cyber Force.
Even for those of us who don't focus on cyber issues or national security issues day to day, it's becoming a kind of a headline that you can't ignore. So for the United States, China is the most sophisticated, most advanced, most persistent cyber threat actor.
Lauren Williams is with the Center for Strategic and International Studies. She helped lead a 10-month-long study that brought in leading experts in military, academia, and the private sector to explore how to create a cyber force and what it would look like.
We don't have a military service that is responsible for recruiting, for training, and equipping, and also retaining cyber service members. And so each of the existing services today is doing that in their own way, and that necessarily leads to kind of a fragmented force generation environment.
The report found a properly equipped cyber force would need about 20,000 active duty uniformed personnel, with up to 5,000 National Guardsmen and 6,000 civilians. The new branch would take about 12 to 18 months to be created, all at a cost of roughly $11 billion.
When that happens, we have the playbook now for how a cyber service will be stood up from day one.
It would take an act of Congress to build this new branch. Lawmakers have discussed the proposal, but nothing has been approved yet. So it remains to be seen whether this will come to pass. But thanks to this report, the instruction manual is already written. For more on this report, and if you'd like to check out any of our 7 News Salute stories, just go to our homepage and click on the Features tab.
Say that again.
Dude, that's a lot of money. Did they say 11 billion with a B?
Yeah. And fifth is still silent.
That's crazy, man. I mean, I have my own problems over here, but I don't know why. Did he try doing it without his headphones? Is that possible? Whatever your
Yeah, I don't know.
So do you feel like they're just throwing a whole bunch of money against the wall?
Yeah, like I said, I think Cyber Force or the Cybercom 2.0 should be part of Space Force. We got the satellites, we got Space Force soldiers or whatever fucking playing around with satellites and monitoring them. What are they monitoring? Like hacking. So why do we need a whole new force? And if that's the case, what the fuck is Space Force gonna do? They just gonna go play with aliens or something?
Play with aliens.
Like,
And
up
and
to
dude,
satellites.
AI is gonna change how easily people can hack into shit too. I mean, it's already happening.
Right. That's why I think like we don't need Cybercom 2.0. Just put the Cyber Force unit in the fucking Space Force, call it a day.
Yeah.
And then Pete Hegseth said we need cyber warriors. Did he say we need keyboard warriors? Like what?
So what does he mean when he says we need cyber warriors?
Well, that's I think what he wants to call the Cyber Force soldiers, cyber warriors. He's taking the keyboard warriors, taking the keyboard out and putting cyber and creating his own term and like, look at cyber warriors. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, so they're basically it's gonna be people like at a computer who are like battling other people in another country on a computer, like pretty much, right?
Right.
Yes, no, maybe so.
No.
Now
Try
it's just
without
me
the
here.
interface and headphones. It is without the interface? Yeah.
I don't hear nobody here now, just so you know.
You don't even hear me? Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Hello? The SunDaze show is on the go. Hello? No? Okay, I'll stop. Well, since we got a lot going on, let's talk about Saudi Arabia.
What's happening now? I don't know.
Talk about it. Where the fuck is the Saudi Arabia? There we are.
Amid a raging war in the Middle East, a defense agreement has been signed between Pakistan, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia. Pakistan's foreign ministry says it's intended to strengthen collective deterrence against any act of aggression. CBS News senior foreign correspondent MTS Tayyab has more on what this means.
Well, look, this is probably one of the most consequential security realignments that we're seeing in the Middle East. The idea that Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Pakistan not only have a security pact with each other, but in it they also have something that's sort of being described as a NATO-style agreement, which is an attack on one is an attack on all. Now, why is that significant? Well, when it comes to Pakistan, Pakistan is the only Muslim majority country which has a nuclear arsenal. Saudi Arabia, of course, has very deep pockets. And when it comes to Turkey, Turkey not only has a lot of diplomacy, given its own connections and partnership with NATO, Europe, the US as well, but more importantly, Turkey is emerging as a major manufacturer of arms and weaponry. And so really what we're seeing is this incredible alignment sort of in the wake of President Trump's war on Iran, where countries, Sunni majority countries, Muslim countries, are deciding that they want to align with each other in order to defend themselves and their interests from potential threats. Now, to be clear, none of this would be happening without the tacit approval of the Trump administration. President Trump has made it clear that while he's quite happy to sell weaponry to these countries, he really wants to shrink the U.S.'s footprint in this region, and more importantly, he really wants to shrink this idea that the U.S. is responsible for the security of other countries. And I think this is a really big signal that that is happening in real time. Now, having said that, there are other countries in the region who are probably not going to be happy about this. Iran, of course, is one of them. But when it comes to Pakistan, that would be India. India and Pakistan, of course, have a notoriously bitter rivalry. They fought a war just 18 months ago. And so the security pact will certainly be concerning for them. But it's also likely to concern Israel as well. Turkey and Israel have become pretty bitter adversaries in the fallout of the Gaza war. And so for this pact to now have emerged between, again, Turkey, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia at a time when Israel really wants to normalize with Saudi Arabia, I think that's certainly raising some alarm bells in Tel Aviv. Back to you.
Yes, Tayyab, thank you so much.
Oh,
And-
man.
And back to me.
I can hear you now. You're not Roboto, but you are black.
Arigato, Mr. Roboto. I'm black.
Yeah, you're black screen.
Oh, shoot. You know, you were black screen at one point.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't. My screen
Yeah.
looks like a white screen.
What a racist screens here.
That's
What
gonna-
happened to Joey?
I think he disappeared.
Did he give up?
I can't read his mouth anymore.
Did he give up though?
I think he might have.
So what was that thing saying? I really
So
only caught-
basically, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Pakistan made a NATO type military agreement, a defense pact, where if one of them gets struck, they all defend each other. So that's important because Pakistan's got nukes, Saudi got money,
yeah.
and Turkey also has a NATO alliance. But Turkey has issues and been getting a little beef with Israel lately. Saudi and India, well, and Pakistan and India. And then you got Pakistan and Iran. So basically, they're saying anybody strikes them, it's on and popping, and they all gonna team up. So this might curb India, Iran, and Israel from attacking Saudi Arabia, Turkey, or Pakistan, but it might not. Like they might say, "Oh yeah, you want to team up? Well, fuck you. I'm dropping Earth on you," and it might escalate. So they're worried about it escalating because you don't want Pakistan dropping some nukes on, Israel or Iran or India, and the amount of production from India, it would be really bad for the economy if all of that goes on, especially if like there's issues with Turkey, India, Pakistan. There's a lot of stuff that we import in America that's made in those countries.
Aaron, post production, when I make these into clips, I'm just gonna put a little picture of me in the fucking box.
Just put your face there. There you go. That works.
Yeah, I
think that would be a little tough in those countries.
Yeah, I gotta reset quick. So I don't know what you want. It will take me two seconds, but see if I can get my face back.
Reset. I'm gonna play a quick video about Taiwan war drills, and check this out. We'll talk about it.
Taiwan's armed forces conduct the annual Han Kuang exercises to sharpen combat readiness and test the island's ability to defend against a potential large-scale assault. These 10-day drills mobilize live troops, real terrain, and actual equipment across multiple regions. Commanders focus on coordination, rapid response, and homeland defense capabilities under realistic combat conditions. Coastal strike operations form a central element. Fast attack missile boats race along the shoreline while low-flying attack drones swarm over beaches and open water. Sailors and Coast Guard crews work together to simulate the repulsion of an amphibious landing. Anping-class catamarans, adapted from highly maneuverable Navy designs, join the action and demonstrate their ability to carry anti-ship missiles when needed. These vessels give the Coast Guard a direct role in naval defense during wartime. Troops deploy surface-to-air missile systems, including domestically produced Tian Kung 3 batteries, to protect critical infrastructure and urban centers. Units practice continuous scenario operations that demand sustained performance around the clock. Key training areas include counter-blockade missions, protection of vital targets, and coordinated coastal defense. The exercises push every level of the force to adapt quickly and maintain effective command under pressure. This year's drills place strong emphasis on flexibility and resilience rather than pure displays of firepower. Soldiers practice American-inspired communication methods such as backbriefing, in which subordinates clearly explain their plans to superiors before executing missions. The approach builds initiative and self-reliance among frontline units. Large numbers of reservists also join active forces, helping address the significant size difference between Taiwan's military and potential adversaries. Such civil defense receives equal attention. Urban resilience drills take place in major cities. Authorities temporarily reduce mobile internet speeds to test how citizens and emergency services would communicate if networks face disruption. These measures prepare society as a whole to support military operations and maintain essential functions during crisis. The Han Kuang exercises integrate Navy, Army, Air Force, and Coast Guard elements into a single coherent defense effort. They examine how well forces can sustain operations, protect leadership and infrastructure, and respond to grey zone pressures that fall short of open conflict. By combining live-fire training, joint operations, and whole-of-society preparation, the drills strengthen Taiwan's ability to deter aggression and defend its territory. Commanders use the exercises to identify weaknesses, refine tactics, and improve coordination across services. Reservists gain practical experience alongside regular troops. Civilian agencies practice their support roles. The result is a more integrated and adaptive defense posture that prioritizes real combat effectiveness over ceremonial displays. Through these annual war games, Taiwan's military continuously tests and improves its capacity to safeguard national sovereignty and protect the population. The focus remains practical. Live forces operating on real ground with actual weapon systems, trained to respond decisively to any threat.
So as you can see, Taiwan, they getting their military ready. They getting their citizens ready. They kind of doing like fire drills with the whole city. Like, all right, we just basically gonna slow down the whole internet and see how everybody operates. We're gonna prep just in case China hacks us and shuts off our internet.
Which is nice, but China will fucking eat them for breakfast. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that we're giving Taiwan the false hope that, like, hey, guess what? We'll give you a bunch of training advice and a bunch of equipment. And like I've said on previous SunDaze shows, once that Taiwan semiconductor chip is up and running in Arizona, I feel like we are turning our back on Taiwan. Despite our treaty that we have with them where we're supposed to protect them no matter what, I think we're going to turn our back on them, let China have them, and just be like, hey, sorry about that, guys. We tried to warn you. We helped you out. We sold you military stuff and equipment, so we tried.
It seems like that's the situation. That's eventually where it's going to go.
And
but as long as
Taiwan's prepping, they know it.
But as long as the chips, most of the chip manufacturers there, we will, and China knows that we will aggressively protect it. But I'm pretty sure there's some sort of a deal in the background. Like, just give us some time, then you can have your way with Taiwan.
Right. You just got to look at the timeline of things. Trump came into office. Us and China have been butting heads like we have been for years. Then all of a sudden, Trump makes a big, like $10 billion deal with Taiwan Semiconductor Chips to build a factory in Arizona. Trump goes to Arizona, does a big speech, like ribbon cutting, all of this shit for them to break ground. Then a few months go by, he's in China with the fucking CEO of NVIDIA, Elon Musk, and all these tech people who are reliant on these chips. I feel
So
like
basically, writing on the wall. Yeah, read the writing on the wall.
He took them to China and was like, yo, President Xi, listen, I got Elon here, I got NVIDIA here, and we're going to give you our word that as soon as we get that chip factory up, you can take Taiwan, bro. We don't need it no more. Just hold off and don't ruin what we got going on. You know what I mean?
Dude, I think
like, okay, because they know that America and China and Russia are going to be like the final three.
Yeah, they're the top dogs. Dude, I think that this AI shit, like, is pretty wild. Like, these fucking data centers are just popping up everywhere. And people are, like, fighting over it. And I think it's a good thing.
Happen regardless. And honestly,
it is.
You don't have the data centers that compete with China or Russia or these other countries where they're building even more data centers, then we're going to be left behind.
Like, so there's good, right? Like, whoever perfects AI is going to rule the world. And don't get me wrong, like, there's a lot of cool shit about AI, but, like, some of the shit, like, for example, Khan, at least I feel like, dude, there's so much already, dude. AI slop online, dude. Like, all these dudes who make these fake fucking AI girl videos and make profiles for them, like, on Instagram, it's like fucking flooded, dude, with fake shit.
Well,
and not the good shit. Like, AI makes some good shit too.
It's wild west with AI, and right now this is where people are using
like the internet.
Money. Yeah,
like the internet in the 90s.
Money before it gets regulated. So like eventually AI like profiles or whatever will be regulated. Like they're starting with music so far. This AI music popular. Like Spotify, for instance, right now, like I've been uploading new music the last few weeks. Now there's a new box you gotta check off on your distribution app when you upload a song. It says, was any AI used in the making of this song? If so, where? And there'll be like a bunch of boxes where it's like audio mixing, beat, sound, anything.
Did you hear like all of the big labels and shit? They're trying to get whoever makes the laws and restrictions on what type of music and stuff is available to be on the billboard, that they want like AI to be like excluded, which I don't think that's gonna happen. It's already too late. It's already in there.
Yo, y'all hear me now?
Yeah,
I'm on my fucking phone. So yo, I'm on my phone. So this is what's up. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I went into the browser to make sure the browser permissions were set. And the camera, the microphone, no problem, all set. I go into fucking StreamYard. It says the mic's on, and then I go to say something, and it says the audio is not being detected. So I went into the computer settings and fucking gave everything on my laptop permissions to use the mic, everything. Anything that was there, I gave it all permissions. I don't know what's routed through what, and it still wasn't doing it.
And this man is
what the fuck?
And this man is what the fuck?
This man is what the fuck? Yeah, bro. This is and welcome to the technical difficulties show.
So, just to make sure, I've been saving this little ditty. I'm not saying I created this or invented this, but I want to serenade you guys with a little something that's been on my mind recently. Hold on, clip this. Throw a Jew down the well. Throw a Jew down the well. Throw a Jew, throw a Jew, throw a Jew down the well. Throw a Jew down the well. Throw a Jew down the well. Throw a Jew, throw a Jew, throw a Jew down the well. Thank you, guys. That was it.
We do lullabies on this song live too.
buddy, that might be a fucking viral clip right there. It just might be. I love it. I love
That
how
might be
Aaron made it
TikTok
go.
sound.
I love how Aaron made it go to fucking just you. And so you could hear me laughing hysterically in the background.
Yeah.
Now that I'm linked in this way, right? I'm going to attempt. You guys can continue on. I'm going to try to link this back into my laptop so that I can actually use like fucking virtual backgrounds and shit.
Yeah, don't destroy it, because at least we have you here.
No, I got my phone on, brother. I'm going to try to see if I can get it through my fucking laptop.
Aaron, what do we think about the midterms? Let's rap about the midterms here.
All right, midterms. So
Do you have a video for us too?
I do got a clip, and this is
Thought you might.
both Republicans and Democrats are now starting to worry about the progressive Democrats, the
socialists.
Yes,
The psychos, the communists, right?
Even Democrats
of the world
now, because Democrats are like, hey, they're going a little bit too left.
Hard. They're doing too much, Aaron.
Yeah, I understand. So let's talk about Michigan and what's going on the midterms there with Abdul. Check this out. You talk about it, my friend.
Kristen Welker is the moderator of Meet the Press. Kristen, good morning. It's always great to see you. Boy, there's a laundry list of stories we could talk about with you, and you got a busy morning ahead of you. But let's start with that Senate primary race in the state of Michigan, because one of your guests this morning will be Abdul Al-Sayed, who defeated by a narrow margin the Congresswoman there, Haley Stevens from Michigan. And it sets up this conversation about the battle internally in the Democratic Party between sort of centrist mainline Democrats and this progressive wing, which won in Michigan. So what does that fight look like inside the party right now?
Willie, it's a great question, and it is the big question looming over these midterms. Can progressive candidates win in purple states like Michigan? And the Senate race is really one of the greatest tests of that, as well as how big of a tent the Democratic Party really is. So just to put this into context, it is nearly impossible for Democrats to win the Senate without winning Michigan. As you said, Abdul Al-Sayed narrowly won his primary battle. So the challenge for him will be winning over those who voted for his opponent and moderate independent voters who could sway the entire election. For their part, Republicans, from President Trump to Al-Sayed's opponent, Mike Rogers, aiming to paint him as extreme, even calling him a communist and a danger to Michigan. And look, Willie, both parties have their political baggage. For Democrats, it is those deep divisions within their party. For Republicans, it's President Trump's low approval rating with the war in Iran now more than 5 months in. It's been dragging down his approval rating on the economy as well. All of this with just over 80 days to go until Election Day, Willie.
It'll be a fascinating race to watch, and interesting to watch Mike Rogers, the Republican, reach out to Haley Stevens, Democratic voters, and saying, if you don't like Abdul Al-Sayed, come join us. Kristen, thanks so much. We'll look for much more this morning on Meet the Press, when Kristen is joined, as we said, by Michigan's Democratic Senate nominee Abdul Al-Sayed, as well as Republican Senator Jim Banks of Indiana and Democratic Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut.
Hey, Bro, fuck Abdul Sayed. I'll fucking smack that motherfucker upside the head with a slab of bacon, man. You know he hangs out with that piece of shit Hassan Piker, who said that we deserve 9/11. He's fucking garbage.
He's right though. They're right about Trump, bro. They're absolutely right about Trump. The Democrats are so psychotic right now that this could be a gift. This could be gift wrapped to the Republicans. But Trump, and listen, I'm a Trump supporter. We all know this. But bro, I gotta call a spade a spade. Trump is single-handedly making this a race by this Iran war. If he could fucking close this war out soon, bro, they'll sweep it. They'll sweep it, man. But this whole Americans as a whole do not want this Iran war, and it is giving the Republican side, it's giving the Democrats all the ammunition they need to make this a race when it shouldn't be.
I agree. That would be, and if they could actually do something about the cost of fucking like groceries and fucking rent and shit.
So I likely had this discussion with someone on Facebook the other day, and if you really want to trace this back, man, let's go back to when inflation really started. This all started because of COVID. We printed an absolute astronomical amount of money during COVID. You can't add that kind of supply to the economy and expect that the value of the dollar is going to hold. We have lost the value of the dollar since then, and we're not recovering from it. So this inflation that they're blaming on Trump really started from COVID, and nobody knows how to mitigate it. How do you mitigate when you infuse something like 40% of money ever printed in the history of the United States came within a 2-year span, a little less than half?
I know.
Bro, how do you mitigate that? How do you mitigate that? And how do you then increase the value of the dollar again versus, because now what you've done is you've given these companies huge profit gains. These companies are able to now price these products at such a high number. They're now intaking a high profit. You're going to go to somebody and be like, by the way, you got to lower your price now. Guys, I'm go, fuck you. I'm making more money than I ever had in my life. I'm going to now not. No.
Fifth.
That's the problem I was just saying to somebody.
Works, right? If we know how this works, they obviously know how this works before they even did it. So we got to ask the question why they did this. One, they obviously wanted to raise the inflation rates and all of that, and honestly devalue our dollar so the companies can make more money. All those stimulus checks, they knew people was just going to spend the money and not invest it and not bank it. So they're like, hey, this is going to go to the companies. So that was basically just laundering money from the U.S. government through stimulus checks to big business. And we made all these big businesses just inflate. And so what that did was make the economy itself crumble because we devalued the dollar. Now that makes everybody struggle. While everybody's struggling, now all of these sub-political parties could try to make their runnings. Now you got socialists, progressive Democrats or whatever that are like, hey, we can't eat. Let's do free grocery stores and fucking free this and free that. And okay, well, it's coming from somebody, but the people are broke. So they hear a dream being sold to them of free this and free that. They're going to hop on it because they're broke right now. So it's like the government made this to divide us and segment us even more, in my opinion, because
they shoot themselves in the foot by doing that.
And we're not economists. How the fucking government who hires the top people who like are smarter than us not see the following after steps?
Because it's corruption. It's the corruption behind it. They knew that they would benefit from this because they can short everything. When you know, like you said, when you know something's going to happen, they can place bets on it not happening, and then they win astronomically. The people. My problem with the Socialist Party is it's a flawed program. You can't, and like you just tapped upon it. You can't say free because somebody has to pay for it. Well, who's that somebody? Inevitably, you end up paying for it through taxation. So now you're taxing your taxes go higher. You have less money then to spend. You even have less money to purchase things. And then yet you're going for that free shit. It's a never-ending circle. This is why that program never worked and has never worked throughout history. That type of socialism has been tried time and time and time again throughout history and has never fucking worked ever once. This is the first time we've used capitalism. The American version of capitalism itself has never been used. And America's way of using it has never happened. This is the first time this has ever gone down. And it's been, I mean, yes, there's problems within capitalism itself, greed, one person being able to take over a lot. But the founders of the system knew that was going to happen. That's why monopolies were put into place. But we don't force it. People were never supposed to allow to be able to gain, say, more than 50, 60, 70% of a certain sector because they know they would that one person would become quote unquote king of that sector. That's why these monopolies were put into place, but we don't fucking enforce them. So what good is it if you're not enforcing it? What good is the rule? And what good is it if we're not enforcing that? We're allowing it to happen. So essentially, we're going from capitalism to socialism or in between.
I think, like I said this a few months back, actually, it was with like an AI conversation, but I think we are on the verge of more of a hybrid economy because we have capitalism that's the main pillar of our economy. But we already have dozens of socialist and communist programs and institutes and stuff like that. So
and they use like the fire department. They use this is my problem. They use the fire department, the police department, EMS and shit. They use that in our. Those are the things they use. They're like, well, look at those. Those are successful. And it's like, bro, that is a crumb compared to the overall. So yes, there could be a hybrid.
Needs. Those are just basic needs. I'm not.
Yeah, we don't need any more.
Like food stamps, Social Security, fucking disability. All of that, we already have those main structures that everybody's been like, but they're okay with at this point. Like, because we understand, like, hey, we need this. You know what I mean? Because if, like, all right, Massachusetts, for example, when the food stamps got shut off, 1 in 7 people in Massachusetts are on food stamps. So it was like, okay, we realized that we need that part of, like, the socialism. But we can't just give everything for free. We got to put guidelines and like rules and regulations. So I think this hybrid economy that we're building with trying to meet everybody's needs, but still keep our core values of capitalism is a tough transition. But I feel like as long as it's regulated properly and like the monopolies are people, we follow our own ordinances and laws and enforce this shit, we'll be good. But like Fifth was saying, we don't enforce the monopolies, so it's like, all right, that trickles down from the monopolies to the small businesses and the small companies that they own, and where all the money funnels to.
It allows one person to become a king or reign of a sector, which was never supposed to be the point of the capitalist. The capitalism itself is, if you break it down, is all about competition. The size of the piece of chicken you get versus somebody else's piece is how much you're competitive against that person in that sector. What happens when you get these oligarchs that end up controlling, or you get 3 companies that control like energy in Massachusetts. There's like 3 or 4 companies that control all energy in Massachusetts. All you need is 3 or 4 people to come together, collude together, and say, hey, let's set this price. We all make bank. And then not allowing other, and this is competition, not allowing other people from smaller, not allowing other companies that are small, allow them to grow, to become competitive in the market. They have essentially become gatekeepers. And this is where you lose the competitiveness. And this is where you lose capitalism in the good part of capitalism. And what's great about it is you've lost the competitive aspect of it. Once you do that, it's a wrap. Like it becomes socialism. It becomes socialism.
That's crony capitalism, yeah.
Like I like the guy, but then it's too much. So like Elon Musk, the world's first trillionaire. I inspired to be something like that because of the world we live in. Like, who wouldn't want to be a trillionaire? Now, he's got the technology, like with Tesla. I watched a documentary on him, and long story short, he claims that Tesla isn't a car manufacturing company, it is a data company. And the self-driving technology he has created in his Teslas, he has that all copyrighted license where he is going to license that technology to other car makers. So he, in a sense, will have the monopoly on the technology for self-driving cars and sell it to every car manufacturer and have them compete with each other. So he put himself outside of that bubble as a kingmaker and being made king to do whatever he wants, even though there's no kings or nothing like that, but we allow the monopoly.
But this is where the competition comes into place. He's the first one. He's the first one across the finish line. The first one across the finish line always is. This is why the first person to get to said achievement always gets the most, because it's supposed to be, if he, and I agree with what you're saying, he's going to be the king in that sector until he does shit until he does stuff to where the sector or the people that are going for that technology don't like something. Say he sets the price too high. That's where the competition comes in. The second person is supposed to come in and then start, doing his thing to rival Elon Musk to set these. This is where the competition is.
Competition.
But what he's doing, and he had stated in this documentary, is that the technology he's given, he's signing like long ass contracts with these car manufacturing companies big contracts like Mercedes. I think he said that they're discussing a 25-year contract for them to solely use his technology. So
as a businessman, that's good though for him. I mean,
it's great for him, but what I'm saying for the capitalism market, now we don't have that unregulated, that regulated competition. We don't have that.
No, it would come when the second person decides to do the same thing he's doing, coming in, and if they do it better, faster, and cheaper, and when they do it better, faster, and cheaper, these other people are gonna start taking that technology, and then they're gonna this 25-year thing. Like Mercedes is gonna be like, dude, I gotta get out of this fucking contract with you and try to figure out a way to get out, because as a business, this is why the competition is the key point, because if you concrete your feet like Elon Musk is doing in this sector, when number two comes up, they're going to look at what you're doing and find a better way of doing it, and then be more appealing to these people. Now, I get what you're saying about the 25-year contract. I guess would it be, do we allow contracts to have a maximum cap? Do we cap the contract?
Like, I'm sure this contract is going to be real tough for Mercedes to get out of. Like, Elon's planning this contract to be like kind of like Loctite, where like, all right, say you want to buy out. Well, it's going to cost you a arm and a fucking leg to buy out.
It's going to hurt Mercedes in the long run, though. If you think about it, this is where the competition comes in. Even if Mercedes does that, in the
long run, because somebody's obviously going to be better than.
It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt them though to do a 25-year run. Because what if someone comes up with a better, faster, better thing? They're going to be They're going to be second. They're now going to be behind the curve instead of being on the curve or in front of the curve. That's going to hurt their business model overall.
Oh, absolutely.
This is where the competition comes in.
But I think they're just banking on, hey, he's Elon Musk, he's the richest man in the world, and he has the assets.
Banking on he's the only man in the sector right now. They're banking on they don't see another person come, which is our problem. This is our
real life styles. Exactly. I mean, wait till Elon Musk gets cast in Iron Man movie.
Yeah, he's gonna have a suit.
Iron Man movie, the next one.
And dude, you know what? We were talking a lot about capitalism. Speaking of socialism failing, did you see Mandami getting fucking booed at that fucking thing recently? Did either you guys see it? And a lot of people are starting to get pissed off now at all these new taxes and shit. Like we have people saying that he's doing a fantastic job. Like fucking Efren. There's a special fuck you to Efren the communist. Clip it.
He had a boner. He had a Woody for Mandami so bad because he was like, he came in, he balanced the budget in 6 months, and I was like, didn't seem right to me.
Kathy Hochul gave him the fucking.
No, bro. I looked into this. You know what he did? He deferred payments until like 2037, dude. So now I'll just give you an example of what this is. Let's just say the light bill. Let's say the light bill is $100,000 today.
Is what it is.
In 12 fucking years, when that bill comes in with the interest, that $100,000 bill is going to be $250,000. It's going to be way more than what he should have paid for now. And then he's not going to be the mayor then. It's going to be someone else to fucking deal with this bullshit.
That's what communism does.
He took city workers' pensions. He took city workers' pensions, and what they put into their pension, deferred that. Who the fuck do you think you are to take my money that I earned? And how about this? What about the people that are going to retire from 2026 to 2030?
Brother, I saw that
people
shit.
not get money put in their annuity for the next 4 years?
I have a pension. When I saw that shit, I was like, bro, fuck that fucking bullshit.
This is where politicians, right?
You ever see the movie Falling Down? That's what's going to happen if you try to play that shit with me, motherfucker.
This is where they sell dreams, right? So, Mandami appealed to the people, the lower class, they were struggling.
Yeah.
So a lot of those people, if you're already in the lower class, one, you probably can't budget well. Two, you may have already pushed your bill off once or twice. So when Mandami says, hey, I'm going to push the bill off, you're in the lower class and he's appealing to you. And you're like, hey, I pushed my bill off too. It's like that Neo song. I know my rent was going to be late about a week ago.
The people, bro. The people who are supporting.
Fuck it. Let's do it because it's free right now. Nobody's thinking about the future. And it's going to fuck shit because to pay for that, New York is going to have to implement so many more new taxes.
Yeah, where's the money coming from?
Who are they going after? Think about this.
People
who are they going after? They're going after the millionaires and billionaires in New York, which New York, I believe, has.
who are leaving.
They're either number one or number two in the United States with population size of these people. They're going to leave because it's like this. Even though there's less millionaires and billionaires than there are middle class and lower class, when you take 10% of someone who makes $100,000, that's 10 grand in taxes. When you take 10% of someone who makes $100 million fucking dollars, dude, it's like $10 million. There's a big difference there. When those people leave, they're going to be forced to try to reallocate taxation funds. They're going to tax the middle and lower class. They're going to have, it has to come from somewhere.
Exactly.
This is why socialism never works.
They're pushing all the super elites out of the big states. So like California raising all their taxes and socialism programs and getting taxes from the rich, moved a bunch of people to Texas, and the people that were in New York, now they're moving to Texas, Florida, stuff like that. I think what the democratic socialism plan is for them to try to make this a thing in the whole country and make the rich people like pay more. But what that's actually going to do is make all these rich people just say, fuck living here, and then leave the country.
Dude, most of the people, I feel like most of the people who support socialism and communism are like these young kids who see like they're never gonna own a home. So I sort of get that, but these older people who actually own a home, like fucking Efren, shout out again, you fuck. Like, why would you support that shit? Like, you support no private property. You know what? We're gonna come and we're gonna take your fucking house if communism.
Well, listen,
no, bro. You know this. His point isn't socialism. His point isn't direct socialism. He likes the democratic socialism. So they're called the Nordic. The Nordic countries are doing this right now. Norway, Sweden, those Nordic countries in Northern Europe. When you actually look into it, they're the highest taxed countries on the fucking planet, bro. They tax something like 60% of their paycheck. However, and that's the truth. He's going to counter that by saying, dude, they get 3 weeks of fucking paid vacation. They get healthcare, this, that, the third. There's all these extra things that this pays for. And he's not bullshit. He's not wrong when he says that. But again,
I know that.
That's face value. Look into that further. When you say that they have nationwide healthcare, well, it takes you 9 months to go see a doctor when you make an appointment today. So it's like, bro, there's
like in
pros and cons
Canada,
for everything.
there's free healthcare in Canada, and people come here from Canada to get healthcare
because the waits are like a year long. Could you imagine having a heart problem and needing to see a doctor? And they're like, yeah, we can see it 18 months from now. Like,
and plus the Democratic Socialists of America, look at all the shit that they want to abolish, though. It's not just like easy peasy socialism, like chill socialism. They want to fucking abolish everything. They want to abolish the Senate, even the presidency, and have like a prime minister. They want to abolish the Supreme Court, prisons,
I think that's
the police.
Because there is those people that want to abolish everything. But that's the extreme left.
Look at that Kim. Look at that
that's
Kim.
Not most of them.
Look at that Kim.
Like news clip I played earlier stated, Democrats themselves
there's a bunch of them
worried about the far left socialism.
Yo.
So, you know how
like
Republicans
Kim Hong.
know how Republicans like a few months ago in the last like year have been having a division in their own party between Republicans and MAGA Republicans. Democrats are having the same division currently between moderate Democrats and progressive socialism Democrats. So it's the same division between the party.
It is. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. MAGA and Republicans in the Democratic Socialism of the Democratic Party. I agree with you, Aaron. That analogy. I think they're both looked at the same per party.
Yes. But there's more of them than people think who support that shit.
Like you guys know.
Have you heard of Blue MAGA? Have you guys heard of Blue MAGA?
Well, that's basically what I'm getting at right now. So the candidate for governor of Massachusetts, Brian Shortsleeve, is Republican. In this interview, he stated, he was like, I am Charlie Baker, pro-choice Republican. He was like, I'm fiscally conservative. He was like, but you have your own choice. Do whatever you want with your body.
He's center leaning right. He's center leaning right.
We need to get rid of Maura Healey, dude.
But
She
he was
is
like,
fucking
he compared
garbage.
himself to Charlie Baker as a Republican.
I like Brian Short Sleeves, bro. You guys have seen me post shit about him a bunch of times. When he goes around, I'm voting for him 100%.
Oh yeah,
I actually liked what he was saying. Like his conversation, his interview was
I've been
good.
following him too.
And he's more middle than other options. And it's
I'll be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna reach out to him. And see if we can get an interview with him. I don't want to talk. I don't want to say too much, but I know somebody that I think knows that has a connection to him. And if I go down this route, I might be able to try to pull an interview with him. I can't say he's gonna do it. I can try.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody tag Brian Shortsleeve in the comment section below.
Yeah.
And tell him that if he wants viewership and votes in the Fall River, New Bedford, Brockton, Bristol County region, well, tap in with us.
I roast Maura Healey on her official Facebook account.
I do it all the time. I do that shit all the time, bro. They don't see that. They don't see that. They have a fucking person on their team that strictly does social media for them, and that's the person.
Because it's funny.
I mean, I'm the same way, but I do the same shit.
I get a kick out of that shit. But dude, she's garbage. She's a go.
I think right now we've gone experimenting too far left, too far right. I think it's time for the elastic to snap back in the middle.
Maura Healey said she wants to make Massachusetts a virtual sanctuary state, which means like not only to protect him here, but like they won't give him any information, like any government agencies.
All that is doubling down on an old Massachusetts law anyways. There was a law in the early 80s in Massachusetts that was passed, making it a whole sanctuary state as it is. So Massachusetts technically, legally, is already a sanctuary state. However, federal law supersedes state law. But
well, that's a garbage fucking law. Let me say that that's a garbage law, sir.
Right. But it passed. So then all of these state officials now, their hands are tied. So yeah, they can give information to ICE. However, they will be state charged if they do that.
You realize they're protecting a lot of friggin' like child molesters.
Then they would have to like depend on a federal pardon to get
murderers.
That's their voter styles. That's their voter base. That's why they protect. That's who votes. That's part of that. That's a huge portion.
Dude.
Because, bro, when they come across the border, they handed debit cards, they handed free this, free that.
Of
course you're gonna vote for them. That's their voter base, bro.
Yeah.
That's their voter base, bro. Like, of course they're gonna protect them.
A lot of that information.
They want them to get counted in the census too.
Listen, guys, a lot of that information about what's given to immigrants is correct in a sense, but a lot of it is exaggerated. Like, for example, they had like amnesty countries where, like, if you came from like a war-torn country, you were allowed to get food stamps.
Yeah, you can't hear me, right?
Not back in. He knows what he's got to do.
They shut us down.
I'll pop you back
in.
Mute
him. Yo, try muting him when it gets like that. See if it gets rid of the fucking
Yo.
No.
That sounded personal. Anyways.
Listen. I'm gonna enter the studio from the laptop. Don't bring me in. I'm gonna try to work this in the background.
All right. But like I was saying, so I feel like with everything that's going on, we have the how do I put it? The exaggeration of what these illegals are getting. So there's a handful of countries that were allowed food stamps. So if you were from like Ukraine, Haiti, Cuba, you were allowed benefits.
The fuck is going on here?
There was programs where, okay, you're allowed this for X amount of money.
I don't hear any sound again.
But now they just get it where they don't have nothing. You know what I mean? So like, if you're a Haitian or Cuban or any of those, like Venezuelan or whatever, that we were allowing in before, that time frame's up. You know what I mean? So like that stopped. And another thing that stopped was people just getting food stamps and all of that without having to have like the regulations. So unless like you're a parent at home with a kid that you gotta be the sole provider for and watch during the day, well, you either need to work 20 hours or go to school to get your benefits, or your benefits will be now cut the fuck off.
So they're making you do something for it. They're not.
Good
What he's trying to
fucking
do
idea.
is not make. What he's trying to do is not have someone receive the handout for nothing. He's trying to do it in a way where you have to earn it to some capacity. Like you're saying, whether going to school, working 10, 12 hours a week, whatever. There's some kind of bottom tier criteria in order to obtain these things, which is good. It should be, because if we don't, we're incentivizing people to be lazy, to abuse the system.
Yeah,
But
dude,
what
they
it's
spent
also
billions, they
is
spent
making
hundreds
some
of billions
people-
of dollars on illegal aliens. And then after they shut down all those hotels and bullshit, they gave every illegal alien family $30,000 of taxpayer money.
No,
Like,
they didn't.
Can we
That's
get 30 grand?
Look it up. I
Well,
was
that's
supposed to say,
true.
look it up.
That's
Look it
facts.
up.
You can
Look
look
it
it
up.
up.
Google
That's
it.
facts.
Google.
That's facts.
Google.
How are we phrasing this question?
Paul, what was your statement? Paul, restate your statement. What's your
did hold on a second. Say, did the state of Massachusetts give illegal immigrant families $30,000 of taxpayer money for housing?
Are you looking it up, Aaron? Or you want me to do it?
No, verify.
Say that again.
Who, me?
No, hold on. Repeat what the answer was.
There is no verified information supporting the claim that the state of Massachusetts provided taxpayer money specifically for housing to undocumented immigrant families.
Elaborate more on
Dude.
why this is a thing online.
Dude, it just said it's a dude. It fucking happened.
It's sound activated, so if you talk, it interrupts.
I'm gonna do my research, dude, because
all right,
that shit absolutely happened. This is
often spread.
Explain how this room is spread.
No, ask here's a better thing to ask you. What did Massachusetts give to illegal immigrants in the form of welfare and money? That way we'll get right to the facts.
All right, say that one more time, and nobody interrupts.
Ready? What did Massachusetts give illegal immigrants in the source of money and housing?
Massachusetts does not give undocumented immigrants direct cash payments for housing. The state's emergency assistance shelter system provides temporary housing for eligible families facing homelessness, which includes some families seeking asylum. There are also refugee cash assistance programs for individuals legally present in the U.S. while they work toward employment.
What countries were getting asylum?
They literally said they don't get cash. Then they said they get cash, bro. This shit is a fucking dude.
Receiving asylum and refugee treatment in Massachusetts often come from countries experiencing significant political instability and humanitarian crises, with Haiti and Mexico being key examples.
Give me the list of countries that were receiving benefits.
The primary countries of origin for individuals receiving refugee and asylum support in Massachusetts include nations experiencing major crises, with Haiti and Venezuela being the most frequently cited.
That's why in Massachusetts, we've been getting more Haitians, more Venezuelans, Ukrainians. There's only a sector of certain countries, like I was saying a few minutes ago, that actually got any assistance. But everybody assumes that it's every single fucking immigrant, and it's not. Like,
I never said it was every single one.
No,
dude.
no. But what I'm saying is,
just
people
fucking
talk like it's these immigrants are getting this. Yeah, a small portion of them. Most of them don't get shit.
All right, so listen. This is what
Why
I wrote.
don't you ask it? Why don't you ask it? But
Listen,
hundreds of billions of dollars.
Styles, listen. This is what I wrote. I just Googled it. I said, this is a question. I said, what did Massachusetts give illegal immigrants in the form of housing and money? That was the prompt. AI overview. Viral social media claims asserting that Massachusetts gives undocumented immigrants $30,000 in housing assistance $4,000 monthly in cash. Free food and free cable are false. Official state policy requires legal residency status to qualify for standard rehousing programs like home base. Through the state has spent over $1 billion overall on temporary emergency shelters for arriving migrant families. So there is two sides. There's two sides to this. There's two sides to this. So the thing that's going around social media with the $30,000 isn't right. However, Massachusetts did spend over $1 billion on temporary emergency sheltering for migrant families. So it definitely did spend money.
And if you broke it down,
right, so the sanctuary law, like I was saying, if everybody paid attention earlier, in the 1980s, every state official in Massachusetts has to enforce this law. So you get a bunch of immigrants dropped off in Massachusetts. Guess what? They're legally obligated to put them in a fucking shelter. The shelter costs money. So that's what they're getting.
Oh,
But
you
then
mean like when they dropped them off at Martha's Vineyard?
Right, but who dropped them off at Martha's Vineyard? Fucking Texas.
Florida, Texas. Florida, Texas, one of them. I know you're talking about.
It was a sanctuary state, so they knew that Massachusetts would be obligated to spend money, and they did it being petty and starting shit. That's
and
all
those white liberals.
Division
And
here.
those white liberals said. And those white liberals said there won't be none of that here on this island.
So Aaron, you are right. I'm looking at it right now. The emergency sheltering, the 1983 right to shelter. You're right about that. What they did was they took advantage of it.
I know the fucking the law and who she's giving assistance to and who she's denying every day.
No, you know what, Aaron, you're right. You know what they did was they took that 1983 right to shelter law and they fucking exploited the shit out of it. Is what they did. You're right because Aaron, you're right. They are legally obligated in Massachusetts to
So there's still a ton of fraud.
families.
So what's your fucking point? Like,
right, but it's fraud caused from other states. Governor Abbott and Governor DeSantis sent a bunch of fucking illegals to sanctuary states and forced the sanctuary states to spend more money. All that does.
But that's the point of them. What they were doing was they were like, oh, this is what you want to do. Then here, do your thing.
It was to prove a fucking point. You want all these people to flood into the country, then you fucking here have some of them. That was the fucking point. There was nothing petty about it. I love that fucking shit.
No, I think
want all this shit until it comes to your fucking door. Until it knocks on your door.
Listen, nowhere we could have fucking put them. North Dakota.
You don't want it no more. Once it's knocking on your door, as long as it's just virtue signaling, that's fine. But when it comes and asks you, "Can I live with you?" No,
he's crashing out. He's crashing out.
The fuck out of here.
But he's not understanding what's going on. What's going on is this was supposed to turn people more Republican in these states because these are Democratic blue states. If I'm a Republican party,
if my family wasn't out here,
not to Republican states, not one was sent to a Republican state. No, they were sent to all Democratic states that were
sent. They want them. So why should the red states down south have to fill them?
Nobody fucking wanted them. Nobody wanted them. That's the problem. Nobody wanted.
Why was the Democrats supporting it? Why were blue states?
No, the blue states want them. The blue states want them. The blue states want them, and it's easier. Think about this, guys. Think about this. Guys, think about this.
You know they were flying them around, right?
It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier for migrants. It's a lot easier for
in Massachusetts. Both say stop fucking sending illegals here. They've said it on the news. Stop sending illegals to our state. We can't afford them.
But did you also know that the Biden administration was
sending them to our state because they knew that we were legally obligated to fucking give them temporary money.
I know.
So they drained our state on purpose
terrible
to make our politicians look bad by doing what they legally were obligated to do.
Did you hear that they were flying them around to other states?
You can't see that.
I don't know how. That's to look bad, but it's.
It's obvious to make it look bad. It's like, hey, it's not going to be on my state. I'm going to send it to you. I'm not going to.
That's what the state's supposed to do. That's what the state statute says. If you think about the immigrants, where are these immigrants coming from? They're coming from Cuba.
And
they're coming from Cuba, South America, and Central America. Of course, they're going to reach the southern states first. It's way cheaper to get to Texas and Florida than it is to get to Massachusetts from Cuba. So of course they're going to go there first. That's a given. Those states don't want them.
Empty states. Send them to fucking empty states. Don't send them to places that are packed. They send them to New York City. Bro, New York City is the most populated fucking city in the country.
That's because they allow it though. That's what they want. They want that because that's their voter base. That's how you keep that state blue.
Wasn't the
you want to keep your state blue? Send the immigrants there.
Different states?
Right, but people forgot about the old sanctuary laws in the 80s. People forgot about them shits. And now the new government was like, yo.
Right. Aaron, this is on purpose. They didn't forget about that. They wanted those immigrants because they know those immigrants are going to vote blue. That's how you keep New York blue. How you keep Massachusetts blue. Keep putting immigrants there that are going to vote blue.
Like if they get included in the census.
That's something that worked temporarily. So listen, New York worked temporarily, getting all the immigrants in, getting them to vote blue, this and that. Now New York got too fucking packed. Where now, hey, we can't fit nobody. Sorry, the club doors closed, no more admission. And then guess what? A bunch got sent and forced to be in the club. So now they're like, fuck. You know what I mean? That's where they're at right now. The governor, the black dude, Eric Adams or whatever, that was the mayor in New York before, he was begging other states, please, we can't afford them here.
Yeah, they can't take them.
Right. But legally, the law from the 80s, when none of these politicians were fucking there.
Who allowed them in? What? Who under what president and what party was that gave the open borders that flooded this?
Yes, the Democrats. Yes, but what I'm saying is they wanted it temporary. But then you can't reverse that and take the sanctuary state law back because people were like, "What the fuck?"
Illegal shouldn't be
trying to forget about it.
Illegal shouldn't be counted in the census. And then they wouldn't want them here so fucking bad.
Right. That's a whole different. This goes all back to my point. Left, right, red, or blue. They both play fucking games to get everybody to headbutt each other, and they're in together. Okay, that's all.
Behind the scenes, they're like, ha ha ha, we got these fucks.
The red states knew, hey, guess what? We're gonna win the next election and win all of this shit because we're gonna turn a bunch of people red because we're gonna raise their taxes in blue states by sending a bunch of fucking immigrants there and forcing them to spend billions in temporary housing. Ha ha, evil fucking genius. And what it did was turn a shitload of spots in Massachusetts and New York and Illinois all red because people were like, yo, my taxes went up like a motherfucker.
You're like, what the fuck?
Now there's nobody speaking English. So now people get mad. That's all it did. You know what I mean?
And people used to assimilate.
Of people happening slowly to all of these states naturally. They dumped a mass amount of people here, so everybody noticed it overnight. Overnight, you in the supermarket, and everybody's like, you recognize people, and people speaking English, and then the next day, fucking, there's nobody in there speaking English.
I know.
So everybody noticed it overnight, and it was like, yo, wait a minute, is this why all my taxes went up? And yeah, because now they're legally obligated.
And now they're pissed off. And now they're pissed off and they went Republican.
And it made housing go up too.
All a fucking chess move by DeSantis and Abbott, which was genius on their part. But for the Democratic leadership that's current in these states, they got fucked with no Vaseline. Because they're like, shit, you drop these motherfuckers at my door, and legally I'm obligated to take care of them somehow.
Yeah, but that arose from their own thing though. So it's like it's their own fault. It's their own fault that happened. Their president allowed, like you said, the trickle in immigration works. You can't take 10 to 20 million people in a 4-year span and allow them to infiltrate this. Dude, 10 to 20 million is like 5%. Roughly, don't quote me. It's like between 2.5% and 7.5% of the overall population, bro. So you can't have that and expect these people to assimilate that quickly. This is why we're in this divide we're in. And it is a divide tactic. It's absolutely a divide tactic.
Is the big problem.
But I think it's also a divide tactic from both parties. I think with sleepy creepy Uncle Joe Biden let everybody in because he was taking a nap. But the reason why the Democrats
what do you think's gonna happen if Democrats get in 2029?
It's not only just for votes, because the people he's denying assistance to, these non-asylum countries, he's not getting their fucking vote. It's not like he's buying every country's fucking votes. That's what I'm trying to point out. There's like,
what do you think's gonna happen if Democrats take the White House back in 2029?
He might be buying their vote by giving assistance. Venezuela, Ukraine, Cuba, Haiti, and I forget the other one. Oh yeah, Venezuela, Cuba, Haiti, Ukraine,
Mexico,
one more, El Salvador. Those
and
five.
They're all socialist / communist fucking shitholes.
But the humanitarian, I guess that's why we were giving them refugee asylum status. That's all it was. And that's America saying, hey, we feel bad you come from a war-torn country. Come here, save your life.
Aaron, what do you think the Democrats are going to do if they take the White House back in 2029? Are they going to open the borders wide?
I think no matter who gets in, left or red, white, blue, fucking whoever's in, right? Democrat or Republican, they're going to fuck up next term. And what's going to happen is a shitload of things that neither party can fucking handle.
I don't know.
We got all of these. Yeah, listen, we got all these immigrants that came in. We can't afford to keep shipping them the fuck out. What's going to happen is we need power in numbers. That's why Democrats really wanted these people in this country. We're going to have to fight a big war soon. We're going to need a bunch of people to fucking work like we had the women do when the men went out to war back in World War II.
And then they'll assimilate and we'll all bond and they'll
right. Because hey, guess what? We're all in it together.
Yeah.
But no, what's going to happen is going to be all that fucking immigrants.
We might be fighting the aliens, Aaron.
While Americans are
fighting the aliens
for America. And then, okay, I just played that video with Pakistan, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia doing a NATO defense pact type shit, where any one of them gets striked by any countries, they're all fighting, and got nukes.
That'd be World War III shit, yeah.
So we were just talking about what would be World War III, Well, Turkey and India got beef. Pakistan and this one got beef. Saudi, that's big ass fucking countries.
India and Pakistan are both nuclear powers, and they have beef. India and Pakistan, they already got close to
Taiwan fucking getting ready.
India and China too also got beef.
Hey guys, just so you know,
let all that go down.
I need to make a quick announcement here. My phone already that's for a different day, but my phone already died, and now my tablet is about to die, and we're an hour and a half in. And after my outburst, I'm hungry.
I only got one more video I want to play, and this is the fastest I've ever seen our president Donald Trump move. Did you see him save the kid the other day?
No.
Check this out. We'll talk about it. This is the fastest this man ever moved in my opinion.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you. It's truly an honor. It's truly an honor to stand here before you and speak. Sorry, excuse me. I have a little mom brain going on right now. I'm so sorry. No, he's going to take off. Thank you. Truly, thank you, Mr. President. It's an honor to be here today. Thank you so much for all that you've done enacting these policies that help our family and the families of millions of hardworking Americans. Thank you.
Bro, that's like old school political shit, dude.
Aaron, let the other one in. I got my mic working.
They told that kid. They told that kid to do it.
Hold on, let's test this. You hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Word. Okay.
Oh, it sounds like a little echo, but it might be the other one. So do it again.
Aaron, you think they told that kid to do that?
No, I think the kid was just being a kid, and then Trump was like, "Oh shit, not on my watch." Went over there, hurt himself in the process.
Yeah, that's a politician thing with like babies. Like that's a great fucking that'll be a campaign.
That was a great look for him. Now I can see you.
Yeah, and he actually did look.
Yeah, now I can. Yeah, but
he like a delay. Like shit a little bit, but he looked pretty good there.
Go back to your phone. It was better on the phone.
Yo, hold on. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with this? You can't hear me?
it takes like a second for your voice to project. It starts low and then gets louder.
Wait, talk again.
Yo. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
It actually sounds okay now, right? Oh no.
All right, yeah. All right, let me just turn you up a little bit.
Yeah.
I can turn the mic volume up too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I want to get this ready for fucking later because obviously we got another podcast to do.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think.
So at least we're good here.
Next time,
for some reason, this shit got muted.
Next time, this tablet, I think I'll do it on here because this seems to be working better, and I'll have it all charged up good. Because this is definitely more better. We actually got through the show much better. In the very beginning, we had a little bit of fuckery, but we got all it's back, man. The boys are fucking back in town.
But yeah, I think with Trump running, that was a good look for him. He needs that right now, especially with this war going on. And then him saying, "I didn't want him to be like Biden and fall off this stage."
I know that was fucking good too.
Fucking like, bro.
Hey, before my shit dies soon, let me do a quick little plug here. Everybody out there in YouTube land and Facebook land, we have accounts, the SunDaze Podcast Show, on all major platforms. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on Rumble. You can find us on Snapchat. I know you can
find Paul on Grindr.
You can find you can find Aaron and Joey on all those platforms too. And you can find Joey on what's
Kick.
that shit? Kick, correct. So please follow us there. I post all kinds of shit on the page on the SunDaze Facebook group, and I'll repost all that shit again. We could use we have some decent numbers. It's taken us a long time, but we have some decent numbers of people following us. But we need to share it out more. I've been starting. You see, I've been sharing it on like all the fucking on all the podcast like promotion pages and shit. Because I don't know what happened. All of a sudden,
that and what I think we need to also get that way we build more of a foundation. Let's try to find 100 supporters that are down with us, tagging them in each episode, in each clip.
Yeah.
That way, those 100 people, if you're down to be one of them 100 supporters, comment below, so that way we can have you 100 supporters, then share it out to people.
So
I can think of some right off the
rip. The newest thing we're doing, the newest thing that people are doing right now, and we should get in on this right now. We should start a Discord, right? And find people that are willing to be clippers. And what I mean by clippers is we put the show inside the thing. These people clip certain segments and they push these segments out, these clips out. We need to find clippers, bro. This is the newest thing. These are all these kick guys, all these YouTube
you
guys.
You can find clippers on Fiverr. Download Fiverr, and you can find clippers.
Well, people that follow us, like Aaron Rothwell, people that like follow us like from week to week, we can get 5, 10, 20. Obviously, the more the better. But if we can get a base of at least 10 people minimum of clipping on top of what we do, it'll help project the show out. The clips are huge. You guys know this. Like the short clip, 30-second, 45-second clips, dude, those are huge, man. That's how you really gain the traction in audience. I think Paul's thing died because he's not talking, and two, he's frozen. Yeah. But yeah, the Discord shit's where it's at. I've been noticing this is the newest trend.
He died.
Bye, Paulie. But yeah, that's like the newest trend from what I'm seeing.
All right. And guys, you will see me and Fifth tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Hip Hop Everything Podcast. Episode high 90s. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but we are inching closer to episode 100. So we're going to do something special for episode 100. We're going to figure it out.
Yes, sir.
Everybody follow, subscribe. You can catch SunDaze podcast, like Paulie Styles was saying, on every single platform imaginable. It's your boy Fifth. We streaming this live now. Follow him on all platforms. Follow me on all platforms. Plus, as you see, I put my cash up there. Send me money, bitch. I mean, it's appreciated. Everybody, be good, be safe, do the right thing. We off this till later.
Oh yeah,
Peace.
peace.